You know, as a practitioner for years, as a police officer, when we talk to one another and when we talk to our detectives, we've always felt like we're coming up short by merely responding after the fact to these tragic stories that just pervade everything about what we seem to be going on, whether it's property crimes owing to addictions, whether it be people that are overdosing in the lots of grocery stores or then getting into cars and driving. We've constantly felt underwhelmed and unfulfilled when the only thing we seem to do is this cause and effect, this regular routine criminal justice invocation where we're looking at brick and mortar responses to an addictive problem. It's more expensive to take people to jail. It's more stigmatizing to create records of arrests and prosecutions. It doesn't begin to touch upon the real significant underlying core of what is creating these anomalies to their behaviors because of the need for the drug. In effect, it's wholly ineffective, and we're seeing not only the addicts as they're in crisis, wishing we could do more, hoping, praying we could find more resources, but we're also dealing with the aftermath of their families, shattered, torn, and looking for more help. So when we have an opportunity to literally bypass the criminal justice system altogether, to avoid labeling and creating that stigma of an arrest record, to provide an intervention when it's most timely, and not have to drive those squads to the jail where they're not going to get the kind of extensive treatment that's comprehensively required, but to literally work with subject matter experts from across the community at intervention, timely assistance, and ongoing resources. That is the alpha, the omega, the beginning and the end. If only we had more resources like this.
This group here, this is not the full extent of people who have been involved in planning of this initiative and who will be included in making it happen. We need many more groups involved. So we've talked to payers, we talked to health systems, we talked to community organizations, and we also talked to those who are in recovery, patients themselves and family members. So we need all of these groups on board, of course, along with law enforcement, who is leading this project, to make a difference. We've been working so far as those individual groups, and it's really hard work, and we are not making enough of a dent when working separately. We really need to pool efforts together, and that's the explicit goal of this initiative.
We are going to be able to change people's lives. These are people that deserve our respect and compassion. They are people that struggle with a disease, and through this program we're going to be able to treat their disease and get them into recovery, get them to be productive members of our society again.
The general idea is that when our officers are sent to an overdose, instead of arresting them, putting them in jail, the jails are not the place for treatment of addiction. The jails are not the place for treatment of overdose. An individual would be offered at that point in time a chance to be directly diverted into treatment. If they commit low-level property crimes such as retail theft, such as theft from auto, prostitution, if they're doing it in order to fuel their addiction or to fund their addiction, they also would be offered this opportunity. Obviously, this would not go with crimes of violence. People involved in crimes of violence wouldn't be considered. People that are felony level crimes would not be considered. This is for real low level property crime type people. The DA's office is very interested in this program as well, to decrease the workload in their office, to decrease jail crowding. We're hoping that this grant overall kickstarts a bigger effort, not only in this community but in the state. We're hoping that individuals in our community decide this is a worthwhile effort. There's a huge need for treatment space. That's what we're really lacking. So as individuals are coming into this program, they still need to find treatment space. So we're hoping that this is just the start of something bigger.